we are grading your Dynasty
Come on.
trades on today's video. Now, if you want your trades to be considered, quite simple, join our Discord with the link in the description.
Yep.
And then anytime you post a trade in the Dynasty Trades text channel over there, we consider it for this video series. So we are going to be talking about Jonathan Taylor today, Trey Lance, DeAndre Swift, and more. Let's look at this first trade from Cold Case 1856 to 10-team Superflex PPR League. And you can see it on your screen. Team A, AJ Dillon, and a 23 first. Team B, DeAndre Swift. So, Badaki, where do you kind of lean on this trade? What side would you prefer?
Man, I thought this was straight down the middle. This is fairly even. DeAndre Swift, I love the pass catching back out of Detroit, only 23 years old. But AJ Dillon, running back by committee on a kind of a shaky team. I guess you won't say shaky with Aaron Rodgers, who might not be there for a long time. 24 years old with the 2023 first. For me, it's right down the middle. If I had to choose one, if I really had to choose one, I'm going with the upside on the 23 first, but it's either or, to be completely honest. And I think it's either or purely because I believe in AJ Dillon, but he's still splitting the backfield there where DeAndre Swift is not. What really makes this even is that 23 first, in my opinion. So once again, right down the middle for me. But if I had to pick one, I'm going to lean the 23 first, just purely based off the talent that's there. I mean, I'll take a Bijan, whatever other running back that I want to take over a Swift and AJ Dillon. If that is Bijan, I think the talent there is more significant than a Dillon and a Swift currently.
If it's Bijan, of course. The issue is only one person's getting Bijan.
Exactly, we don't know. That's the
only
problem.
one person in the league. The way I look at this, Team A, as dumb as it sounds, this isn't a terrible move if you're rebuilding. I know you're giving up a young elite running back, but you're getting a young running back as well as a 23 first, and you can get probably not a JT valued running back there, but maybe a starting running back for your team. Team B gets the most valuable player by far in this trade.
Yeah.
PPR monster. Swift is a guy who can solidify himself as a top 5 running back this year. He can easily finish in the top 5. And personally, I'm going Team B here. I think if you put this into a trade calculator, I imagine that Team A is probably winning this significantly.
For sure.
But this is why I feel like trade calculators most of the time are kind of flawed, and you shouldn't really use them as your quote-unquote Bible. Think about this from a startup perspective, okay? Where is DeAndre Swift going in startup drafts? 201 to 206?
Yeah.
How about AJ Dillon? In our leagues, at least, he's going from 706 to the 801. So would you give, let's say, the 203 for the 709 and the 23 first? Is that something that you guys would do?
Right.
Maybe you would, maybe you wouldn't. I guess it does depend on your strategy.
Yeah.
But for me, I think it would take more for me to give up an early second round startup pick than what I'm receiving.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
And at the same time, just because you have that 23 first doesn't mean you're going to hit. We love the class. I love it. I think you're going to get an incredible player. But DeAndre Swift is a young elite running back who hasn't even broken out yet. And we're already valuing him the way that we do. Imagine when he does break out.
It's on a team
on a good team in ascending offense.
Exactly,
so
ascending.
I'm going Team B there. But I thought it was really even. I gave both of these teams a B+.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did as well, a B+. And I think another thought process here is that people believe in AJ Dillon and what he can be coming into this year. They saw the uptick in production this past year, especially with Aaron Jones on the field, and they're believing in another uptick coming into this year, especially with Devontae Adams no longer on the team. So I can see where Team A was going, but that 23 first really put me over the edge, and I believe in AJ Dillon as well coming in. But I agree, Swift.
Yeah,
I mean, amazing talent.
All right, second trade we're going to look at here is from B Turts, and you can see on the screen now. I think everyone, if you've watched our channel for more than a week, then you know exactly where I'm going to lean here. I wanted to highlight this trade because I've been a pretty big advocate of getting a haul for JT in the offseason.
Yep.
And this is just another example that I wanted to show people where I am comfortable to move Jonathan Taylor. You can see, obviously, one side gets JT, the other side gets Trey Lance, a 23 first and a 24 second. I am obviously Team B here. And Trey Lance is a huge reason as to why. In a super flex league, I love him. I love building around Trey Lance. He feels like a true dynasty building block.
Right.
And he's going to have a longer career, in my opinion,
Agreed.
than a guy like Jonathan Taylor.
Agreed.
In redraft, he's my quarterback 9. In Dynasty, he's my quarterback 7. One of the best offensive-minded head coaches is developing this guy with incredible weapons around him, above average offensive line, and he averaged 12 rushing attempts in his starts last year. So he's the kind of player I personally believe that is going to be drafted top 6 to 8 next year in startup drafts. And right now, he's someone whose his value will be ascending. I don't see a way that he can really fail. And then, you get the draft picks. Again, are you going to get a player like Jonathan Taylor in the 23 class? Maybe not, but you will be able to find a starting running back for sure.
Yeah.
You absolutely will be able to find a starting running back for your dynasty team. And then last thing I'll say before I pan to you is the startup values. JT in Superflex startup leagues going 106 to 110. Trey Lance, at least in our leagues, 111 to 206.
Not far off.
We never, ever see him pass a 204, ever.
Not far
like,
off.
that just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So, like, startup value, if you're telling me I can give you the 107 and get the 203 and a 23 first in a second, I probably do that. You know what I mean? So
You basically
that's where
just
I lean
traded. Yeah, and that's how I see. You basically just traded back a couple spots to get Jonathan Taylor and a 23 first. So
Yeah.
I think it's tremendous. I'm with you here as well. Team B has won this trade, in my opinion. And one thing I want to mention, 24 second. I've been saying this. Well, I've been saying it for the 23 third class, and I wonder if that could be the same case for the 2024 class.
It's a good class, yeah.
I mean, tremendous talent in the 2023 class, in that second round, the top 5 picks could be a first round talent. Maybe it's too early to say. Could that 24 class be that? Maybe. So, and I think we're taking, Zach always says that we take the seconds for granted. Look at the people that went this year. I mean, obviously you had Jahan Dotson, depending on the leagues. And obviously maybe he's not a good example for this class specifically because it was pretty weak. But usually you can get some really good values in the second round. So, once again, you hit the nail on the head, getting the haul, getting Trey Lance, and a first with the second.
Yeah, Mac Jones was a second round pick in most people's Superflex leagues.
There you go.
Right? When the quarterback classes were stacked. I mean, he would have been a second round pick when you think about it that way. Same with T. Higgins in his rookie season. He was a second round pick. So things to consider. But yeah, this is where we lean. I really wanted to show this trade again to highlight the fact that I really think that you can sell JT and have a more complete team. I know Jonathan Taylor is an incredible running back, without a doubt the RB1 in Dynasty. However, I think that everyone has a threshold where you can trade them. And JT has that threshold for me. So, all right, guys, why don't you comment down below? Let us know what you think. Who won this trade? By the way, I gave Team A a B and Team A an A- here on this trade.
Team A a B- and Team B an A. So,
okay,
not bad.
Cool. Comment down below. Let us know what you think about these trades.
Yo, what's good? Thanks for watching. We got a lot more videos.
A lot more.
If you want more videos.
Watch
now,
it.
You can also subscribe.
Right now.
If you want to.
You need to.
And lastly, don't forget that you can sign up to support the show and get exclusive content by going to patreon.com/FantasyLandFam.